I recreated the entire audio of this scene and it sounds like this.
Let's beat him up first.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the day I hold you tight. So happy together.
So yeah, as you can see, it's very messy and I didn't sort the sounds, which looking back was a mistake. But yeah, I want to talk about how you can do sound design and how it actually feels immersive. When I saw the original or hear the original audio, which is like this. I thought it's kind of lame, honestly. And I thought this fighting scene is so goofy. Like they have the serious fighting music underneath it, but I thought the fighting scene is way too goofy. I mean, what is this?
So happy together.
I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, it's just fun, right? This is why I switched up the music. No, this was the first time I've done it, so it was really hard to find out what gives everything kind of like a feeling that everything lives, right? And you obviously can tell the whooshes were there, like the whoosh whoosh.
Let's beat him up first.
But you will hear a lot of whooshes are not any whooshes. They're actually cloth whooshes. So, hear that? It's your cloth that moves around. And they have a lot of heavy cloths. So, I did a lot of something like this. That is the table actually. See, that's why you should sort it. Right, this. You hear that? That's cloth. It's cloth, and I think without the cloth sounds, hear how silent this is? This doesn't make any sense. Yes, you can put a whoosh under it. Whoosh, whoosh, but it's not gonna sound realistic at all, right? I think this is 10 times better than putting a whoosh under it or just leaving it silent. So yeah, cloth movement was a thing that helped this scene a lot. Right, obviously there are some different things. For example, when he gets knocked, right, he slides over a table and falls to the ground, and we see things falling back there. So what sounds do we need? First up, he slides over the table, so we need something like an arm sliding over a table. Second up, he moves the entire table, so we need a you know the sound when you move a table and it squeaks a lot. Also, he falls to the ground, he hits an object, the object falls over, the object hits the ground. All these things you have to sound design, because if you just sound design Jackie how he falls down, it's not gonna sound great. It's gonna not feel very alive. But by sound designing every detail, you could think that's actually how it sounded like when I recorded this. Like we have, for example, the pens that fall to the ground, even though there are probably not any pens there, but you don't, in the short scene you're looking at this, you're not realizing that there's pen, but the sound just makes sense from what you can see. For everything that happens needs a sound design. Right? Everything. Even like when he does this. Another short like cloth swoosh, right? So this is again the same rule. He slides the table, we need the sound of his arms, of his cloths. which is right again this here. And we need a sound of the table that moves, right? And then the hit sound, everything needs a sound. And this just makes it feel alive. Really think about it. In the scenario, what would make a sound, right? And you're gonna think about so much. There's so many things that make a sound. Even don't forget when they step, right? So when they're walking, watch this. He's like walking. Without the walking, this sounds weird, right? But then you add the walking, and it just makes 10 times more sense, right? Also, patterns are awesome way. For example, one pattern, when he rotates the table, it's the same whoosh sound I use. So, but every time it comes, it's one pitch or one semitone more. So the first one is just the original sound, then I pitch it one up, pitch it another time one up, pitch it another time one up. So now you have the expectations that the next sound is going to be again one pitched up, but then you get this sound, you break the pattern, and that is like a really sweet way to make the scene even more impactful. It's one thing that I talked about in another video where I used music pattern break, which till this day I think is very creative because I never saw music pattern break anywhere else. Probably somebody else used it, right? But I never saw it. This is not new, this is not that creative now, but it's still pretty sweet, right? So yeah. Pattern, I have also another pattern that you can use a lot because it's very sweet. For example, this one. You got this sound of him throwing the table, and then I use the same sound but I just reverse it. Especially when it's like a little like a riser, it can sound very cool. But yeah, these are like two patterns I used for this. Also, play a little around with the music, like I could just do the music like this, and the music plays the whole time, but it's very boring, right? We have the one moment where Jackie gets grabbed, and you think, oh no, this is now, like, he's done for, that's over. Jackie rip, real people know Jackie never dies, but yeah, this is like the one moment where you think, oh, this could be over. So this is where I end the music. Like, suddenly the fun is over. Like, is he gonna come out of this alive? And then he gets kicked and we hear that beep sound from his perspective. But then real quick he gets back into the fight and the music starts playing again. Which I think is way more creative and I like a lot more better than the music just keeps on playing in the background. I did it again for a third time, which I don't think is necessary, but I think was still kind of fun, right? We have the moment here where he throws the box and he kind of destroys the box. And this explosion I used as a music change. So I did from this to this, which I think is funny. I think this is very funny to have like the music switch, because now the music actually sounds like it's playing in the room, and that's like a little detail, which makes the scene more fun. And then he throws this guy, and he hits the ground, and in the moment he hits the ground, the music stops playing. And one thing that I think the sound designers of the original movie did wrong. I think there's one part that they did wrong, and I actually think I corrected it. It's right here. Look, let's listen to the original sound. Do you see that? Jackie, who throws the table and turns around instantly and snaps instantly to the opponents. This would make sense if he hears them, but he doesn't. You can't hear them. So this scene makes no sense. I think they forgot to build in a sound. Like, I believe there was supposed to be a sound in this. So I wanted to correct it, so I threw in, right, like kind of war scream with like Jackie has like insane reaction times in the movie, so I kind of get away with putting it in so late. But now it's kind of quiet. You could maybe turn it up a little. But now it makes sense that he turns around, right? So make the scenes make sense through audio. And I think the original movie forgot that at this point. Or Jackie is just like a robot with like eyes in the back or something. I don't know. I didn't listen to the audio before. I just recreated the soundtrack as I think it makes sense. I didn't listen to the original. I listened to it afterwards. And I want to do the same again right now with you together. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT what scene out of which movie we should take. Okay, listen up, ChatGPT. I want to recreate the sound effects of some movie scene which I never seen before without listening to the audio. Which movie scene is awesome to recreate sound with? Perfect. Don't know that. Don't know that. Don't know that. Okay, I know Ratatouille and Dark Knight and Interstellar, obviously, but I never seen them except Interstellar. I saw Interstellar. Let's see the Dark Knight. Let's look at this. Let me see that scene without listening to the audio though, right? We're gonna mute it. Okay. This is very fun, right? Because I just thought this was a gun. Like a gun to shoot people with. That's like a grappling hook or whatever. So it doesn't make a pew, it makes a kind of. At least that's what I would expect it. Right? A lot of audio design is not also how this would sound in reality. It's how the viewer expects it to sound. So if we have ambient sound of a city, it would probably fit there. I get this car, door, a lot of cloth movement there. Zipline. Oh my god, this is actually like very fun to sound design. This is very fun to sound design. We get even gravel. Gun reload. Dude, this is like peak of sound design, I would say. This is my website I downloaded videos with. Don't tell anyone, it's actually illegal. Or YouTube doesn't allow you to do that. I love you, YouTube, but dude, how am I supposed to get videos else? I'm not gonna buy YouTube Premium. I'm sorry. Already have a Spotify Premium. That's enough money. Let's add our first audio layer. Guys, class is the first thing we see here. We're gonna class, break, sound effects. Pixabay is the website where I'm getting my most sounds off. They have all the sounds are free and they're lovely. Lovely artists that do that. That doesn't fit. That sounds like a vase. I still don't think that one fits either. I love this. Let's download this. And I don't think it's enough. I think just as one layer it's good. And we can add more layers to the class. Let's let it start like a little bit more early. Because the scene starts already when the class is meshed. And I think that's good, but it's not good enough. So we get 3 sound effects. First up this one. Which is, a deep sound of class getting destroyed. This one, like a high-pitched version of class getting destroyed. And this is like the class falling to the ground, right? And all together it sounds like this. Right? Sometimes one sound effect is not enough. Now we need a grab sound effect, right? Because it grabs the item. So let's see what I can find. This works pretty good as like his movement, I don't really even have to change anything. Wait, that's crazy. It's not really the crab sound. I'm not gonna use this as a crab sound, but it's just like his claw movement. I think that's good. I think that's good. Let's download that. It's better. Yeah, 10 times better. 10 times better. I love this. Down. I think we're getting closer. Place a little bit with the equalizer. Make it the depth more stand out. I think this is not that bad. Right, we definitely need sound effects for when he grabs here again. This actually fits so good. Bam! And then we need a shooting sound. Oh yeah. I would maybe even pitch it a little bit up. Yeah, this makes it sound faster. What if we reverse that sound? Yeah, that's better, because it starts off very fast. Okay, that's cool. Now you may realize this sounds cool. The scene is very lifeless. Why? Because we are in a city. You're supposed to hear cars and people. Maybe not people because we are pretty high up, but cars. The problem that you have, that you're gonna run in if you do sound design and download sounds, some of them sound like this. You only hear them on one ear. And this is very annoying to fix, but I'm gonna show you how. You have to go to Fairlight, right click on your audio that is only hearable on one ear, clip attributes, and sometimes it says stereo like this. If it says mono, switch it to stereo and change embedded channel to the other channel. And now you can hear them on both sides. Obviously that's a little bit loud. And now you see this feels 10 times more live. I actually think because of stylistic choice, I'm gonna let the zip line go on a little further. Even though this takes away from the realism, I think that's cooler. Right, this is cooler than doing just this. Yeah, I think that it works better. Right, so now we're in the middle of the city, so we obviously gonna need city ambient noises. Oh, yeah, that works perfectly. There are people missing, right? There are people walking here. I need a sound for people. Okay, I found people ambient, which if I'm making this very quiet and maybe play a little with the equalizer so the high parts are louder, this could sound like we're actually outside. Yeah, this works better. This works way better now. Okay, I actually have a really stylistic idea for this, which again takes away from the realism, but it could be very cool. So the scene here zooms slowly on the mask and then a car comes. I think it would be very boring if the same audio like this keeps on playing. So here's what I would do. Go to the last frame before the car is in the frame. Set a cut with the ambient and do a fadeaway on both. So now we have effect like this. And the time stands still for just a second. And I don't think I said it good enough yet, because there's still sounds missing, like the car. So let me find a cool car sound. Maybe it's better to just reverse that. Oh yeah. Reversing sounds so stupid, but it works so good sometimes. So I wanna do again a little beeping, right? A beeping. I think could really sell the scene. Or you know what? Maybe what's better than beeping? Instead of the sound getting more quiet and more quiet, let's make it more loud and louder. Especially the people talking. Let's lift that by 18. And this I will lift this by, I don't know, 10. How does that sound? I think I should exaggerate even more. And now let's make an effect that sounds like you're in the character's head. Add a Fairlight EQ. Actually never worked with this. I hope you can animate it. Please tell me you can add keyframes. I need keyframes. I don't think there are keyframes. Interesting. Okay, then I have to go with another option. Let's do this on top. Do another one there. And this one, I'm going to change the equalizer to be like this. Perfect, that's exactly what I want. And now we will crossfade. Wait, I think I don't really even need another layer for this. There's a transition, audio transition for that. Let's use that audio transition. The shortcut is Ctrl-T, put that in between. Do that longer, as long as it can go. Lovely, perfect. That's like it's a riser basically. It's a self-made riser. Obviously the honk is unrealistic, don't get me wrong. You would never honk as a bank robber in this scenario. This is stupid. But I think it sounds like the moment of you're in the character's head and then you get immediately sent out. Immediately. Let's make it a little more slower. Perfect. Love this. Okay, for this video I only kept it to 20 seconds because this takes a damn lot of time. But yeah, let me show you what I have created. That's interesting, they did the same thing as me, just different execution. You don't hear anything and then the car comes, but in my case it's everything is loud and then the car comes, right? So we did the complete opposite. I think their version is better, but it wouldn't have made a lot of sense if I didn't put any audio underneath this. I mean, this would have kind of destroyed the purpose of this video. Maybe you learned something from this. Hope you did. Thank you for watching.